Welcome to the EPG Pathashala program, the lecture series in computer science and the course titled Compiler Design, and this is the 18th module where we are going to talk about look ahead LR parsing table construction and the parsing action of the look ahead LR parsing table. So, the development team, the objectives of this module are to learn to construct LR of 1 items for LA-LR parsing, to learn to construct the LA-LR parsing table, to learn to parse the input string based on the LA-LR parsing table. Keywords LR of 1 items, LA-LR parsers and parsing. The LR of 1 parsing table have many states. So, the canonical LR parsing table uses the LR of 1 parsing item set, and this has got many states. That is a drawback of the canonical LR parser. So, how does the look ahead LR handles this, and how does it basically compensates for the robustness of the canonical LR parser? That is what we are going to look at first. So, LA-LR of 1 parsing typically combines the LR of 1 states, thereby it reduces the table size. The item set is going to be combined and it is going to reduce the table size. Number of items will be lesser in your LA-LR parsing, and that is what we are trying to look at here. How is it going to be done? That is a question. So, since it is combining states, it is obviously less powerful than LR of 1 parser, but it does not have any shift reduce conflict because anyway shifts do not use a look ahead. So, I am combining some states, but since the look ahead is not going to be, okay, how do I combine? I have to combine based upon the look aheads only. Since look aheads are not part of the shift reduce for the shift action, there is definitely no shift reduce conflict for LA-LR parsers. However, there will be a reduce conflict, but not much of a problem as far as programming languages grammar are concerned. So, therefore, for programming languages it is okay to go with the LA-LR parser is what we are trying to look at. So, we are going to combine some states from the LR of 1 items, and that is going to be the result of a reduced parsing table size, but it is going to be powerful, I mean not as powerful as the canonical LR parser, but it is going to be almost powerful as a canonical LR parser. So, what is the fundamental behind this merging? Again, let us take the same example. S produces capital C, S produces C, capital C produces D, and the augmented grammar is the same thing. Now, this is what we looked at as the LR of 1 items of the canonical LR parser, where I have I naught here, which is dot S comma dollar. So, this is B, beta is nothing, epsilon. So, I have beta A's first is dollar, I added the productions of S, and this is B here, beta is capital C. So, beta A will be C dollar. So, first of C dollar is C slash D. So, I add the items of productions of C with a dot in the beginning. Again, I computed I naught comma S, which is I1, S dash produces S dot comma dollar, and I2 will be I naught comma C, which is looking at this one and then shifting the dot by 1 position to the right, getting the items of C. Again, here B is C, beta is epsilon, A is dollar. So, I have to add the items of C with a dollar as the look ahead marker. So, there is no problem so far. On to here, I3 will be this set which we have already seen, that is go to of I naught comma C, and I4 is go to of I naught comma D, and go to of I2 comma C is capital, I2 comma C is I5, and so on. I6 is this one. Now, if you look at I3 and I6, they have the same items, the only difference being in the look ahead marker. Here I have a C slash D, I have a dollar here, but other than that both caters to the same set of components. The items are same, the difference is only in the look ahead. Okay. Similarly, if you look at I4 and I7, it is both C produces D dot only, but here I have a look ahead as C slash D, here I have a look ahead as dollar. So, again the difference being between 4 and 7 is only dollar. Look at again I8 and I9. So, I8 and I9, again the item is exactly same, the difference is being available only with respect to your look ahead situation, which is nothing but C slash D here, and here it is dollar. So, what does the parsing table here does? You construct the closure item set of the canonical LR parser itself, and then you start from this parser is from I1, again you do a shift action, everything is same. You do a reduction action here, again everything is same, but here again the conflict implies its grammar is not going to be canonical LR. So, that is applicable here also, okay. And again this go to is the same, this is also the same, but what are we trying to do here is, we are trying to use the item set construction and you are going to combine the LR of 1 sets with set of items that share the same first part, okay, and then we are going to reduce the number of rows in the table. So, here I already said 3 and 6 they share the same prefix, but the look ahead alone is going to be different. So, I am going to form a new state here, call it as I36, which is nothing but go to of I0 comma C. So, where the look ahead is now written as C slash D slash dollar, okay, same thing, all the 3 items it is look ahead as C slash D slash dollar. Then again I4 and I7 again share the same prefix, the difference being again only in the look ahead symbol. So, I am going to call this as go to of I2 comma D as I47, where I will call this as D, C produces D dot with a look ahead being C slash D slash dollar. Again here I8 and I9 I am merging them together and I am going to call that with a look ahead as C slash D slash dollar. Okay. Now, with this I am going to form my LALR parsing table. So, I have merged rows 3 and 6, 4 and 7 and 8 and 9, and this is my shift action, same shift only, where I call it as S3 and S4, I am calling it as now S36 and S47, where I had it as S6 and S7, I will be calling it again as S36 and S47 only. Where I had to go 36 on C went to a 8, I will now go to a 8, 9. So, I am kind of renaming the states as 8, 9, 4, 7, 3, 6 as against a 3 or a 6 or a 4 or a 7, okay. I am just merging the states into one, okay. Now, on to the accept action is same, there is no problem. Now, 4, 7 on C, D dollar, because I know that I have combined them together. So, this is one area which is now having a dot at the end, where I will reduce it by the third production, which is C produces D dot at the intersection of this against a C, this against a D and this against a dollar. I will add it, reduce it by R3. Again 5 and dollar, there is no problem here at all. 8, 9 is a combined state at the intersection of 8, 9 with a C and a D and a dollar, I will say reduce by the R2 action. Exactly same, the only difference is I have merged the states. Since I have merged the states, whatever was earlier referred to as 3 and 4 will now be referred to as 3, 6 and 4, 7. Whatever was referred to as 6 and 7 will now be referred to as 3, 6 and 4, 7 again. So is the case with 8, 9. Now, the parsing algorithm again is the same. Set input pointed to the first symbol of W dollar and let S be on the top of the stack, and you say that A is going to be the input symbol, and again if it is a shift action, shift A as well as shift the state number, and if it is a reduce action, pop twice beta symbols, and then same, exactly similar to the parsing algorithm which we already know from SLR parser onwards. If it is accept, simply stop, else all other is going to be an error action. So, this is what we have here. Again the same input we have considered as we did with respect to canonical LR parser, but this is going to be look ahead LR parser. C is 36 against a C, 36 against a D, 36 against 36 with the D, shift 4 7. So, D and 4 7 is pushed, 4 7 with D, reduce by 3 and pop 2 symbols of the stack, and I have to compute 3 6 on C, that is going to be 8 9. Again same thing, 8 9 comma D, reduce by reduction by the second production, which is popping 4 symbols of the stack. So, 1 2 3 4 is gone. So, 3 6 is going to be available here. I will push a capital C on the stack. So, 3 6 comma C again is going to be 89, and then 2 comma D is shift 47. So D is pushed, 47 is also pushed. So 47 comma dollar will be reduced by the third production. So pop two symbols of the stack and go to 2 comma C, it is going to be 5. So 2C5 and dollar, 5 comma dollar is going to be reduced by the first production. So pop 4 symbols of the stack and push S onto the stack. 0 comma S is going to be 1, 1 and dollar is going to be acceptance successful parsing. So this is exactly same. So what we have done so far is where we looked at the last component alone, that was alone used to basically merge them together. Okay, all other components are going to be the same. Now this is what we have here also. Now where we had around 13 states, I0 to I13, which is around 14 states. Now let us see for this example, how many states are we going to end up with? Okay, so this again will be if the parsing table is going to be not having any conflict, I am okay with it. Okay. On the other hand, if the parsing table is going to have a conflict, we have to basically go back and check what is going to be the situation. Okay. So how do I resolve conflict will be our problem here. So again, I0 will be S dash produces dot S comma dollar, S produces dot L equal to R comma dollar, dot R comma dollar, dot star R comma equal to. Now equal to, why am I looking at equal to here? This is B, this is beta A, so equal to is here. Dot ID comma equal to dot L comma dollar, that is what I have here, I0. Now I1 will be the same, okay. I2 will be L dot I0 comma L, which is L dot equal to R comma dollar and L dot comma dollar, that is looking at I0 comma L. Okay, two components will qualify with a dollar at the end, and I0 comma R is I3, so shifting the dot by one position to the right, I have a dollar here. I4 will be I0 comma star, I4 comma star and I6 comma star, I have the same items here. Star dot R comma equal to slash dollar. So why am I having equal to slash dollar here? So here star dot R, okay, dot R is now shifted. So I have this is my alpha dot B beta. I have an equal to slash dollar here. Okay, this is an equal to from the canonical LR parser, but it was going to be combination. I'll basically have equal to slash dollar. So the same thing is available here also. So R produces dot L comma equal to slash dollar, again same thing. L produces dot star R. So that is adding the productions of L with a same look ahead symbol here. Now I am done with I1, I am not done with I2. So I2 comma equal to, that should be done next, which is I2 comma equal to, which is L equal to dot R. Again add the productions of R with the dot in the beginning. So dot B beta dollar. So again I have to add the productions of L. Okay. Now I7 will be go to of I4 comma R. So dot is shifted to the one position to the right. So equal to slash dollar. Now this is where I am going to get involved. So L produces star R dot. I can have it in two components. One is here with a simple dollar alone. Other one is with the equal to slash dollar. So I am going to combine them together. Equal to slash dollar and dollar will be combined. So S produces R dot is here. I have here L produces R dot. Okay. So here I have L produces L equal to R dot comma dollar. Here I have R produces L dot comma equal to slash dollar. So here we already have a R produces L dot. R produces L dot comma equal to slash dollar. So this is what I have here. So where I had 14 items, now I am having only 10 items. Okay, as against 14 items, I am going to have only 10 items here because it is going to be combining the items into a single one. So as you could see which items have been combined. So I0 comma star, okay, I0 comma star will result in star dot R comma equal to only as a symbol. If I look at I4 comma star, okay, I will have a equal to slash dollar at the symbol, but I am combining them together and calling it as I4 only. So one situation it will have only a dollar, other one it will have basically an equal to, but I am combining those two together and I am calling that as equal to slash dollar. So here I4 I have actually combined some items into I4. Okay. Similarly, if you look at it, I have here I6 comma L and I4 comma L. I6 comma L will be R produces L dot comma dollar alone. Okay, that's I6 comma L. If you look at I4 comma L on the other hand, I4 comma L will be R produces L dot comma equal to slash dollar. So I am combining again equal to slash dollar with a dollar and I am calling it as a single component as I9. Okay, as I9 here. Okay, I6 comma L and I4 comma L, they will be two different components. I have combined them together as a single entry. Similarly, L produces ID dot equal to slash dollar. So here if you look at it, this has got an equal to slash dollar. If I have look at I naught, it has got only an equal to. Again I am combining them together. So I naught on ID will be simply L produces ID dot with the equal to alone. Here I am combining it with this dollar, so that results in new item, call it as L I5. So I naught comma ID, I6 comma ID are two different things. I4 comma ID is a combination of these two. So I have basically merged three states into a single state, call it as L produces ID dot comma equal to slash dollar. So where I had around 14 items, now I have only 10 items. So I have basically merged two items here, one item here and one item with respect to this this I4. So those two and 1. So I have basically reduced by 4 items here. So this is what we are looking at as the SLR parser. But what is the algorithm for LR of one items construction? Algorithm is the same. So look at start with this item. This is B, S is B here, beta is epsilon. So A is dollar. So I have to look at first of beta A. So it is nothing but dollar. Add the production of S with the first of beta A, which is dollar. Again adding it, I will look at, I have two productions for S. I added those two productions for S. Now here I have an L and a R available here, which is now called as B. Beta is equal to R here, beta is epsilon here. So here I have to have my first of beta A as equal to. So at the productions of L, my the second look ahead symbol happens to be equal to. Similarly for here, my look ahead symbol happens to be dollar. So this is the what is done, and so is the case with all other stuff. So I have I naught comma L, I shifted the dot by one position to the right and again one position to the right. This will be same. So when I am adding when I am doing a go to, the second component, the look ahead component remains as it is. But when I am computing closure, for doing that, I should look at first of beta A. So that should be added along with this basically. So I naught comma star, I4 comma star and I6 comma star are basically added. That will result in a combination set. So this is a combined set. So where the prefix, that is the item is the same, set of items is the same, the only difference being is on the look ahead symbol, I can merge them together into a single entity. That is what we have basically shown here. Okay. So this is what has happened basically here. So this is the canonical LR parsing table which has been merged into what is called as a look ahead LR parsing table, where it has got only some 9 states. Okay. So where we had around 14 states from 0 to 13, I have now merged and represented itself as a single state entry. I have not shown here as 3, 6 and 4, 7 as we did in the earlier example. This is, I have done it from scratch itself, where I am combining and showing you the LILR parsing table as though it is going to be developed as a fresh one. So here what has happened is I have 0 and ID is there. So 0 comma ID is S5, 0 comma star is S4. So I naught comma ID is 5, I naught comma star is S4. As is the case, I have actually merged at item 4. If you remember, item 4 has been basically merged, because I said I naught comma star, I4 comma star, I6 comma star will result in 3 different set of items with a different look ahead. But since this doesn't have, none of the items has got a dot at the end, I don't care. I don't care with respect to the shift action, because this is not involving in the reduce action at all. So therefore, what has happened here is at I4, I don't have a problem at all. I can simply show that as S5 comma S4. Okay, similarly, if you look at it here, L produce, of course, ID there is a problem, I5 there is a problem, L produces ID dot, I have equal to slash dollar, okay. So, equal to is because of the first I naught, okay, and dollar is because of here, I4 results in equal to comma dollar. So, again this is going to be dollar, I6 comma ID is also dollar, so I have merged them. So, look at S5 here. So, S5, I have a reduce action here R5 comma R5. So, this is where I have basically merged. Again, this is not introducing a shift reduce conflict, nor it is introducing a reduce conflict. Okay. So, R5 is actually reducing it by the fifth production, L produces ID, but I have actually merged them together. Therefore, this is now appearing, R5 is appearing in the same row where it would have appeared in two different rows. Similarly, I have also merged, I said I9 and I4 I have merged, I5 I have merged, I have shown that. So, I9 I have merged. So, that has got a dot at the end. So, where I have merged and where there is a dot at the end, those things alone matters. So, here I9 is a problem. So, if I look at I9, the entry corresponding to I9, I have got here at equal to and dollar I have got R6 as a reduction. So, again there is no problem here, there is no reduce conflict here, nor there is a shift reduce conflict here. So, I am basically fine with this implementation. So, look ahead LR parser has actually combined the item set which was defined by the canonical LR parser as referred to as LR of 1 items, where the 1 there refers to how many look ahead symbols am I considering, and that look ahead is basically used only by the reduce action and not by the shift action at all. Reduce action, I am combining them because I can say that anyway I am reducing it by the same component only. So, whether it is going to be a dollar or any other input symbol does not matter basically. So, that is what we are looking at here, calling it as R6 comma R6 here at the intersection of 9 and equal to and 9 and dollar. I will have actually two components here, 9 and equal to will be R6, something like a 10th item, 10 comma dollar will also be R6. So, having it as two different rows, I am combining them into a single row. That is what we have done basically here. So, continuing on this, LL and LR parsers. So, the LL parsers we have basically done LL parsing, which is a top down parsing, which is also a predictive parser, which is a non-recursive descent parser. So, where we computed the first and follow of all your non-terminals and terminals. So, and the table is between non-terminals and terminals, and the entry will basically be the productions. And on the other hand, the non-terminals will basically be as a row, and columns will basically be the terminals, and productions will be at the intersection of these two, and this requires a lot of pre-processing. The pre-processing is in terms of reducing the, removing left recursion and basically trying to left factor the grammar. So, left recursion is eliminated and you have converted your left heavy grammar to a right heavy grammar basically, and that was the prerequisite for LL parsers. So, computed using first and follow, that was computed, and use at the intersection of the non-terminal versus the non-terminal's first component, I added the production of the particular non-terminal, and where the non-terminal's first has got an epsilon production, I refer to its follow, looked at the symbols of follow at the intersection of the non-terminal and the symbols in follow, I simply added the production, non-terminal produces epsilon. Okay. And then in LR parsing tables, we have basically computed using closure and goto. Okay. So, the item set construction is the first one. So, item set constructions can be LR of 0 items for SLR parser, or it could be LR of 1 items for LALR and canonical LR parsers, where the rows will refer to the LR states. The rows typically refer to the LR states, and the columns will be terminals as well as non-terminals. Now, in the non-terminals are grouped together and called as the go-to section, and the terminals are grouped and called as the action section. So at the intersection of the state and the action, I will have either a shift action or a reduce action. That depends upon the shift will be any, a go to of some ii comma x will be some ij. So if x is a terminal, at the intersection of I comma x, I will have it as j, shift j. If x is a non-terminal, at the go to section, I will have the intersection of I comma x as simply j. And since this parser is not powerful, where it has a shift reduce conflict also, we went into a canonical LR parser and a look ahead LR parser. So canonical LR parser and look ahead LR parser uses what is called as LR of 1 items, which has got a look ahead symbol as one character along with the item itself. So that is used basically by the reduce action, not by the shift action or not by the accept or any go to action. So that is what we have done. And again, the parsing table resemblance is the same as in the case of your SLR parsing table. And there is no prerequisite for LR parsing, SLR parsing or canonical LR or look ahead LR parsing. The only addition being you have to convert the grammar into an augmented grammar by adding one production as a start production, where you introduce a start symbol and then add that as a production and then continue with your parsing action. So this is what we have done with respect to LR parsing table. So LL parsing table, we have done basically some pre-processing in terms of left recursion elimination and left factoring. SLR parsing table, LALR or canonical LR parsing table, there is no pre-processing required, but one extra production has been added as a augmented production, and that production's symbol, LHS symbol, will become your new start symbol. Okay, so that is what we have basically done. In both the parsing table, any other entry which is not pertaining to this combination were considered as an error entry. Okay, so we can say a grammar is LL1 if it is LL1 parse table has got no conflict, and SLR if its SLR parse table has no conflicts. Again, LALR1 if it's not having any conflict. Similarly with respect to canonical LR. Okay, and resolving conflicts typically is done using a left associative operators. In that case, you go with a reduce action. If there is a conflict, you go in favor of your reduce action. If it's a right associative operator, you will go in favor of the shift action. And supposing if you have a higher precedence operator on the stack, then again you go with the reduce action as against a shift or a reduce conflicts. Okay, whatever be the conflict, you will favor in term of the reduce, you will favor in term of the shift here, you will favor in term of the reduce here. And if the operator of lower precedence available on the stack, you go with the shift action as against any other available conflict. Error detection typically is done basically here. Again, it is not going to correct error, it is going to simply recover from error. The canonical LR parser uses the full LR of one parse table and therefore will never make a single reduction before recognizing the error when a syntax error basically occurs in the input. So what does it basically do? SLR and LALR may still reduce when a syntax error occurs on the input, but will never shift the erroneous input symbol onto the stack. So can reduce but will not shift. Canonical LR parser will definitely not reduce, not do any action at all. So how do I recover from error? Again, you have panic mode, phrase mode and the error productions. So panic mode, you have to pop until the state with the go to and non-terminal A is found, where A represents a major programming construct. So discard the input symbols until 1 is found in the follow set of A. That is what your panic mode error recovery. Phrase error recovery is implementing error routines for every entry in your parsing table. And error productions will be, you will pop until the state has no error production, has an error production, then shift onto the stack. You will discard the input symbol here and that allows parsing to continue. So you have to keep on you shift something onto the stack, okay, shift the production onto the stack, error production onto the stack, and you keep on discarding the input symbol until it allows you to continue the parsing. Again, error recovery is to continue with the parsing and not basically it's going to deal with recovering or correcting your errors in your program. So to summarize, so this is this looked upon the LILR parsing table construction, which is based upon the canonical LR parsing table. The parsing action has also been looked upon, and error recovery in LR parsers has also been looked upon here. So that concludes this module with the parsing bottom up and top down parsing being completed. Thank you.